Yo, 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 what's up, family, man? This shit, bruh, I was in the middle of working out, fool. I swear to God. And this shit hit my phone. I don't even know what to say, bruh. Like, on one hand, I'm happy as shit that the Heat fans are in shambles. I'm so happy. But at the same time, bruh, this is scarier than him going to the Heat. I promise you this is scarier than him going to the Heat, bro. Him and Giannis is crazy. That's insane. They did give up Drew. They gave up Grayson Allen, but the depth, they need some pieces on the bench. But Dame, Giannis, Chris, and Brook Lopez, that's an old-ass group, except for Giannis. If we being real, this team got like 2 or 3 years. And that was always the discussion. Like, I was thinking of a Jaylen Brown Dame trade, but it closes our window so much, even though I think the gap between Dame and Brown is big as shit to me. Yeah, we will have more time with Brown to win the championship. That's 100% true. But fuck. So look, just for those at home, this is the entire trade. The Milwaukee Bucks get Damian Lillard. The Trailblazers get Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton. Kamara is probably a young guy or something like that. I don't even know who that is. A 2029 first round pick from Milwaukee, of course, and a Bucks pick swap. The Suns, who I think fleeced in this deal. The Suns absolutely have a mob now. They got way deeper. They trade DeAndre Ayton to the Blazers for Yusuf Nurkic, Nas Little, Keon Johnson, and Grayson Allen. That is exactly what the Suns needed. The Suns needed that right there. I'll talk about that, but first, Milwaukee, that high screen and roll is gonna be fucking hell. The Eastern Conference is literally a bloodbath, bro. And like we have to, oh my God, bro. That shit, like I don't have basketball analysis right now on this shit because it's just so crazy that it just happened. Dame, Chris, and Giannis, they have a closer now. Like, no disrespect to Giannis at all, but in my opinion, hitting shots at the end of games is always the best perimeter scorer. That does not mean they're the best player, but I believe the closer in games is always the best perimeter scorer because they have the option to create off the dribble and shoot jumpers and not just be in the paint. Now, that's not saying that Giannis can't close games because he's Giannis Antetokounmpo. He can drive, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like the most ideal closer is one that has the entire floor to use at his disposal. I don't think Giannis has the entire floor at his disposal because he's not a great shooter yet. Dame has the entire floor at his disposal. So now that he has a closer, this takes so much. Like, Giannis was a player that in the regular season, he would average 30 points and play the least amount of time out of all the stars because they would just trample teams in the regular season. So he's not playing 36 minutes, but he's still averaging 30 points. They can do that to a greater degree now. They have Dame Lillard. From a Celtics perspective, like, I'm torn from a Celtics perspective because this just makes shit so much harder. But from a basketball fan perspective, like, it makes me smile because it's competition. And this shit is over. And the one thing I've said about Dame requesting this trade that is now true, right? Him only requesting the trade to the Heat made absolutely no sense to me. Him wanting to go to the Heat was totally fine. But him only giving them one option and saying, I'm only going here, made no sense to me. Because if his values were for, I want to win, the Miami Heat is not the only team he can win with. That is 100% true. If he went to the Celtics, are you telling me he couldn't compete there? If he went to Milwaukee, which he is now, you telling me he can't compete there? If you went to the Nuggets, you telling me he can't compete there? That was my only problem with his approach to everything, is that it was contradicting. If you're trying to win, Miami's not the only place that you can go. That was my only problem with it. He should not be upset about this trade if his top priority is winning. If he wants to be in a market and that's something that he's hiding and that was a factor in him trying to go to Miami, then that's something different. But if, like what he said, he's trying to win a championship, Miami was not the only option that he should have considered. That's what I'm saying. Now, from a Trailblazer perspective, I'm going to give you that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give you that. So getting Drew Holiday and getting DeAndre Ayton, I think it was super important for the Blazers to get a non-guard back in a Dame Lillard trade. Every trade started with a guard. The most popular trade was a Tyler Hero trade, right? The Blazers are set at guard. They have Anthony Simons. They just drafted Scoot Henderson. They have Shaedon Sharpe. Why would you add a fourth guard who's actually talented and deserves time? Your lineups are super small. You hinder yourself on the defensive side of the ball. I think it was imperative that the Blazers get a non-guard because they don't have a presence in the middle. They get DeAndre Ayton, somebody with a fresh start, you know, and then you also get Jrue Holiday, who will be coveted by every single team that wants to win basketball games. He will be coveted. You know I got to make this about the Celtics somehow. Jrue to the Celtics would complete this. Jrue is, I love Derek White. I love Derek White. Trust me, I love Derek White. I want Peyton Pritchard to finally get his rotational time, but I swear to you, Jrue Holiday is what we need. I know he hasn't been the most productive in the playoffs. I understand that. I believe most of those inefficiencies came from him being pushed into a role he's not suited for. Chris Middleton is their second scorer. When he got hurt for that playoff run, Jrue Holiday had to be the second scorer. That's just not him. So, of course, he's not a great scorer. He's a good scorer. He can score. He's not a night in, night out efficient 20-point scorer, especially in the playoffs, right? Yes, he had bad performances before he had to be thrust into the second option. But from what I'm saying is, the Celtics, he doesn't even have to worry about scoring. If you put somebody that's good at scoring and they don't have to even worry about it, and Tatum and Brown will respect Jrue and allow him to bring the ball up the court and the defense. I've always thought that Smart was a better all-around defender than Jrue. But if you lose Marcus Smart and go to Jrue Holiday, that is the best that you could do, in my opinion, right? You already have Derek White. Hopefully you're not trading White. Now, from a Heat's perspective, I'm gonna give you the patented smile on this one. You fucked up. You fucked up. Because you let Gabe Vincent walk. You let Max Strus walk. These are not world beater type players, but they were in your culture and they were a part of a lot of teams that went deep into the playoffs, right? You did this in hopes to clear cap for Damian Lillard. Now what is your plan? Now the Miami Heat could very well replace these people. They are notorious for picking up talent, hard-nosed people that fit their culture and bringing them right in. Nobody knows who they are, but now they're key rotational pieces in the playoffs. That could very well happen. But their entire offseason, at least from the fans' perspective, was about Damian Lillard. They still have a pretty good team. They're still teetering on that contending type of level. But I just think that this was a total loss in their books because your whole offseason was setting up to trade for Damian Lillard, and you did not do that. And there's one final point I would like to make about this, right? Giannis just pulled a Kobe. Giannis 100% just pulled a Kobe because Kobe, and I get the years wrong, it was probably 2006 or 2007. He requested a trade to the Chicago Bulls, right? And you know what the Lakers did? They traded for Pau Gasol. They said, okay, you win, Kobe. You are our franchise. We're going to cater to you, and we're going to get you better players to play with. And they traded for Pau Gasol. Of course, Giannis didn't formally request a trade, but this offseason, he's gone out there and said, you know what? I'm open to winning somewhere else. This does not have to just happen in Milwaukee. And if you're the front office of the Bucks, that is your worst nightmare. That is the second thing to him requesting a trade. On the nightmare list, that is second to him requesting a trade, right? So in your mind, you have to do everything in your power to prevent this. And what do? You go get a star. Great job by the Milwaukee Bucks front office. They keep their franchise player happy. And just a great job by them. In the future, I have more in-depth stuff about this trade, like advanced stuff and how I think the Celtics can combat this. I will see, but Celtics Bucks Eastern Conference Finals, we back in it. That shit gonna be a movie. But please, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below what your thoughts is. I would love to talk about this with anybody. We need to talk about this shit. But please, it's Nick. I'll see you in the next video.